Hi guys, and welcome back to Neil Pois. Today it's episode 1 of our Irish Eurosong. Thomas, don't get confused.
I'll try not to.
We've done Belgium. We're going over to Ireland, and we're going to see who is going to take the monarch, Bambie Thug's crown, and represent Ireland at Eurovision, and some big shoes to fill indeed.
Yes.
There's 6 contestants who will be competing on the Late Show on Friday. So at the time of recording, a week today. And there will hopefully be some audience members going home with either a lifetime supply of peanut butter or a big bag of Spar goodies. Who knows? But
what?
Do you not? Have you ever watched Eurosong?
I watched it last year. I don't remember that.
They gave the audience all big goodie bags full of Spar gifts.
But so isn't it like a talk show usually?
It's a talk show, yes.
Okay, so that makes sense then.
But a lot of Irish Euro fans, I remember just seeing photos of them all being together, just with like loads of these bags. Brilliant. Never change, Ireland. Never change. Mm-hmm. But we're going to go through them. Neither Thomas nor I have actually listened to any of these songs. So this is us going in fresh. So if we don't get any of the references right, if we don't get anything, just let us know in the comments below so we can make sure that we stay up to date. And you can also check out all the rest of our videos at neilpois.com. But the first song we're going to listen to is called Powerplay, and it is by Bobbi Arlo, and I believe this is one of the favourites as well at BAM.
Yeah, I think from judging from what I read on socials, it might be the favourite.
Ooh, okay.
So it's a good one to start with.
Let's check this out.
Ooh. Loving that look, by the way.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Oh.
It's given Charlie XCX a little bit, really, isn't it?
I like that synthesizer sound.
Well, this is building up to something good, I hope.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love that sort of choral sound. There's so much going on, wow.
The picture of Bobbi that we're seeing is sort of like as if a Korean Xena warrior princess.
Okay, yeah.
With like the buns and then the metal.
Yeah, it's like a suit of armor.
Yeah.
I love this beat.
It's very trippy in a good way.
Wowie zowie.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. So I said during the recording a lot of Charlie XCX feel, but it's not just Charlie XCX. It's like obviously the crossover in British pop obviously does feed into Irish pop a lot of the time. You know, there's a shared border and all the rest of it. We're not getting into politics here, but it's also sort of reminiscent a little bit of like Rina Samawaya, I believe that's how you say her name, who was rumored for the UK at one point. No, and like almost with a little splash of like Kim Petras in there with like the synthesizer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just like these like big pop girlies all sort of just come together and one just cohesive, well-produced, slick track. I really like even the bits where her vocal is fairly quiet against the beat, and it's like almost like it's spoken word. It's not spoken, but it feels almost like it.
Well, I would argue it is a bit of spoken word every now and then. There's a few parts,
but even then, I was just like so intrigued that like even though it's just audio and it's in my ears, I sort of found myself leaning into the screen a little bit to see if I could hear what she's saying better and like get more of the lyrics. This is a really interesting one, and I think it would be one that you can see the transition from having sent Bambie Thug last year to this. It's still different from just generic radio pop to send for Ireland. Like we're used to a lot of radio pop, and this does have it different. Maybe it's just more modern, and that's all it is.
Definitely.
But yeah, I could see a world where this feeds nicely in from Doomsday Blue.
Yeah. Do you know what I was getting? Because I feel like there's a slight sort of like dark and eerie vibe to it, almost a bit gothy in some points. And I was getting Hatari vibes from this. From the beat and that sort of like fast pace. I really enjoyed this. This is one that I would call intriguing. Not just intriguing because I'm instantly hooked. It's not that I sort of like need more to like the song, but it's very intriguing, and I'm very interested to see how they're going to play this on a stage. I was also getting slight Grimes vibes from this.
Okay, I've not really listened to their music, but I know who you mean.
They've got some really good music. It's one song, you know, compared to the other. I don't like all of them, but they do have a couple of songs where I'm like, ooh, this sounds a little bit similar, and that's a very interesting vibe. It's also very electronic, just like this one is. I don't even know what to call this genre. It's not pop. It's not purely electronic either. It's not, you know, it's a bit of everything, and it's very interesting. I love the vocal. I think Bobby's got a very soft but a very commanding vocal. If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Loving the look from what I can see, and I'm already having to sort of like, I kind of want to slap myself awake and be like, don't expect too much.
Yeah.
In the final of Eurosong, because when Bambie song came out, I was very intrigued. I didn't like it instantly, but I was intrigued by it. And then, you know, we all know what happened during Eurosong, despite the fact that they won, that staging was just did not do the song any justice. We were both reacting to it like, oh my God, what have they done with this? And then that completely, you know, they completely blew us away at Eurovision itself. So I'm going to have to try and stay calm while watching Eurosong. But, you know, because there's only so much that they can do on that silly little stage.
But it'll be interesting to see if Bambie coming in 6 and getting such a reaction for being authentically themselves and, you know, having good music, whether or not that adjusts RTE ways of hosting this. You know, we know that they're still hoping in the future to maybe potentially look at doing, you know, a standalone national final. But in this interim where it's still in the late show, there's still changes they could do within that show that are minor, just to make it a bit more polished. It'll be interesting to see on Friday night if any changes have sort of been made because there's more appetite within RTE to get into this because of what happened, what we had last year. I do think this is another good one where it is because it is quite authentic. But here's one of the main differences, which could either do really well for Ireland if they were to select this, or it could knock them back a few bits, is this is much more accessible.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Normally when we say something's more accessible, we say it as a good thing. But did Bambi get more points because it was so different and it wasn't as easily accessible? That could be argued because it is very alternative.
Yeah.
You know, it's not necessarily just because it was an amazing stage, and it could be because some people found it jarring and intriguing and were just like, whoa, what's this? That could, if this doesn't have the same effect, and I'm not expecting anything with the same sort of effect as Doomsday Blue from this competition. Could that be an issue? Maybe, but you know what I think is more important for Ireland, I think, is qualification and keeping that qualification streak. And I think this would be an easy qualifier.
Oh yeah, I would say that this is. I don't want to say a dead certain qualifier. They could still, gruesomely fuck up the staging. Knowing Ireland, they've done it before.
Are we going to have an exploding cake?
But I will say this, because if we look at Brooke, which was a fan favorite, did not qualify.
I'm still heartbroken.
Yeah, same. It was a great song. However, instrumentation-wise, there wasn't much going on in that song, and it sort of translated on to the stage, because I don't think Brooke's staging was bad necessarily. There was a problem where the song sounded a little hollow. I had the same issue with Mae Muller 2 years ago, where a great song just didn't come across well on stage. This song is a lot more polished, is a lot better produced, in my opinion. That it's a lot more layered. So in that sense, I cannot imagine Ireland screwing up that much that it wouldn't qualify. If this were to be selected today, this would by far be the favorite out of the songs that we have so far. And it would probably remain the favorite for a while, looking at what's coming in the first couple of weeks. But I dare say that Ireland, if they play their cards right with this song, they might have another top 10 on their hands, because it is, like you said, accessible. Yeah, I'm not usually that positive from the start, but sometimes a song just grabs you on first listen, and that's what you need. If it already grabs me with just seeing a still picture of Bobbi, imagine what it can do
with a performance,
with an actual staging. The vocal is going to have to be, everything's going to have to be perfect. Everything's going to have to align perfectly for them. Vocal will have to be great. Staging will have to be great. Camera work will have to be great. The people's mood is going to have to be right, which it always has to be. But I really feel like this is, if you compare this to the songs that we had last year, I would consider this a worthy top 10.
Yeah.
If this competed last year, it would be a worthy top 10. And that was a very strong year. So there is no reason for them not to come top 10. If they pick this, of course. It's only the first song, but.
And we will have 5 more to listen to, so keep an eye at neilquad.com. I want to point something out. I've said this to Thomas before, but I don't think we've ever said this on the channel. And seeing as we've got 5 more of these videos to go, does anyone else hear that Thomas's accent sounds Irish when he says the word Ireland?
Ireland. I don't know how else to say it.
It's not. I'm not telling you to say it differently. It just sounds like you're saying it in an Irish accent.
I'm secretly Irish, I suppose.
Who knows? Ireland is like Ireland is like a second.
It would be funny if we now have like a load of Irish people saying nope.
Maybe, but I know the Irish fairly well. I've got connections over there. I see it as sort of like a second home. Yeah, I just always find it funny, and I only ever hear that when you say the word Ireland. Is what it is. But we will be back probably tomorrow. Who do we know who we're going to listen to tomorrow? Have we planned that out?
No clue. I don't even know if we've actually. Are we doing them in order of release, or are we just doing this randomly?
Oh, we have Realta tomorrow.
Okay.
So
Realta tomorrow.
We will see you then. Bye bye.